Listen, if you're hearing my voice right now, it's not an accident. Something inside you knows you need this. Something in you is tired of pretending you're okay, tired of being strong for everyone, tired of fighting silent battles that nobody sees. So for the next few minutes, I want you to do something rare, show up for yourself, because your life will change if you watch this with your heart open. Every day, people wake up carrying pain they never talk about. They smile while they break inside. They succeed while feeling unworthy. They love others while forgetting how to love themselves. You don't need to be one of them anymore. You were not born to just survive. You were not born to shrink so others could feel comfortable. You were not born to apologize for your existence. There's a part of you buried under hurt, self-doubt, fear, and exhaustion that is still alive, still fighting, still believing in something greater for your life. And today I'm talking to that part of you. Maybe life broke your heart. Maybe someone betrayed you. Maybe you lost people you never thought you'd lose. Maybe you learned to hide your feelings just to keep peace. But hear this clearly, you are stronger than what tried to destroy you. You are wiser because of what you survived. You are not at the end of your story. Right now is a beginning. So take a breath, sit with me, listen with your soul, not your scars. Your life will not change because the world finally becomes kind. It will change the moment you decide you deserve better. Let's be honest, life has not always been gentle with you. Some people think strength is loud, muscles, confidence, boldness. But real strength is quiet. Real strength is getting out of bed when your heart is heavy. Real strength is trying again after life has humiliated you. Real strength is choosing hope when everything in you wants to give up. You didn't become strong because life was easy. You became strong because life demanded it. There were nights you cried and no one knew. Days you kept going while you felt empty. Moments you loved people who didn't love you back. Times you forgave people who never apologized, and somehow you're still here. So many people talk about healing like it's a beautiful sunrise, but healing is messy. It's uncomfortable. It's waking up to truths you avoided. It's outgrowing people you wanted to keep forever. It's learning to be alone without feeling abandoned. It's choosing peace even when chaos feels familiar. Pain changes us. That part is true, but you get to choose how it changes you. Some people let pain harden them. Some let it make them bitter. Some let it convince them they're unworthy. But you can let pain shape you into someone who loves deeper, someone who trusts themselves, someone who doesn't chase what hurts anymore. The world has tried to make you feel small, but the world does not get to decide who you are. You get to decide you are not behind, you are not broken, or you are becoming. Every scar you carry is proof that you faced something that tried to end you, and it failed. So instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Start asking, what is this teaching me about my power? Because you have power more than you realize. Your life will change the moment you stop seeing yourself as a victim of your story and start seeing yourself as the author of it. Let's talk about something we're all guilty of but rarely admit. You have spent too much of your life shrinking yourself just to be accepted. You lowered your voice so others wouldn't feel threatened. You made yourself small so others could feel big. You tolerated disrespect because you didn't want to lose people. You gave love to people who only took from you. And the worst part, you convinced yourself that this was kindness. But it wasn't kindness. It was fear of being alone, fear of disappointing others, fear that if people saw the real you, they would walk away. Here's the truth you've avoided. Anyone who leaves because you finally respected yourself was never meant to stay. Do not need to be less so someone else can feel more. You do not need to soften your light so someone else isn't intimidated. You do not need to apologize for having feelings, boundaries, or a backbone. Some people only loved you when you were silent. Some only valued you when you carried their weight. Some only stayed because you didn't know your worth. But that version of you is gone. Your life will change when you stop begging for the bare minimum. When you stop repeating conversations in your head wondering what you did wrong. When you stop breaking yourself to keep someone else comfortable. Listen closely. If someone wanted to stay in your life, they would make the effort. If someone cared about your heart, they would protect it. If someone respected you, you wouldn't have to explain what hurt you. You are not hard to love. You were just loving the wrong people. And one day, you'll meet someone who sees your heart and doesn't run. Someone who doesn't need you broken to love you. Someone who thinks your boundaries are beautiful. But that starts with you. Choose you, honor you, protect you. Because the moment you stop shrinking, You finally learn how big your soul really is. You've spent years pretending you're fine, smiling when you were breaking, helping everyone else while silently sinking. People call you strong because you carry everything alone. But let's tell the truth, you're exhausted. Not just tired, soul tired. Tired of being the responsible one, tired of never being allowed to fall apart, tired of being the healer, the fixer, the listener for everyone but yourself. And somewhere along the way, you learned a dangerous lie: strong people don't fall apart. Strong people don't cry. Strong people don't ask for help. But here's the truth: even strong people break. Even strong people need to be held. Even strong people need rest. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is admit you're hurting. Sometimes courage sounds like, I'm not okay right now. Sometimes strength looks like letting someone care about you. You don't get a trophy for suffering in silence. You don't become more lovable by being selfless to the point of disappearing. You don't have to carry the world alone. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to take a breath. You are allowed to not be the hero today. There is beauty in vulnerability, not weakness. When you open your heart, you don't fall apart, you heal. You don't need to always keep it together. You don't need to pretend the pain didn't change you. Because being human is not a failure. If tears come, let them. If your heart needs time, take it. If you need help, ask for it. You are not a machine. You are a person with a beating heart, a tired soul, and a story that deserves gentleness. So for once, don't be strong, be real, be honest, be human, and watch how your life softens. There is a moment in life when you finally realize something life-changing. Your worth is not a debate. For years, how you measured your value by how much people needed you, how much praise you received, how well you pleased others, how little you complained, how much you gave without asking anything back. You kept trying to earn love, earn respect, earn loyalty, earn basic decency. But listen carefully, you never had to earn what you deserved all along. You are worthy, not because of what you do, not because of who approves of you, not because of how perfectly you perform. You are worthy simply because you exist. There were times someone made you feel replaceable, times you begged for attention they freely gave to others, times you felt invisible in rooms you lit up, times you lowered standards just to feel chosen. But here's the truth you didn't see then. Anyone who needs you small to stay in your life is not someone you should fight to keep. Real love doesn't demand you disappear. Real respect doesn't require your silence. Real connection doesn't ask you to betray yourself. You have spent too long accepting crumbs, thinking someday they give you the whole loaf, but crumbs are for people who believe they don't deserve more. You deserve more. You deserve people who are sure about you, people who show up, people who don't wait to lose you to realize your value, people who don't love your pain more than your joy, people who don't treat your heart like it's disposable. Your life will change the moment you stop chasing love and start choosing self-respect. Because when you know your worth, you don't argue with anyone about your value. You don't explain why you need boundaries. You don't stay where your soul is starving. You simply walk away, not because you're bitter, but because you're finally awake. And once you learn to love yourself, you will never again settle for being loved halfway. There comes a time in your life when holding on hurts more than letting go. You know it, you feel it, you've replayed the memories, rewritten the conversations, and tried to fix what was never yours to fix. But hear this with your whole heart. You cannot heal in the same place that broke you. Some people were lessons, not lifetimes. Some relationships were chapters, not endings. Some situations were meant to grow you, not keep you. You stayed longer than you should have because you cared. You gave chances long after you were drained. You kept believing that love would be enough to change someone who didn't want to change. But you cannot save someone who refuses to meet you halfway. You cannot force maturity into someone who enjoys being careless with your heart. You cannot make a home out of someone who only visits your life when it's convenient. Letting go is not giving up. Letting go is choosing you. It's waking up one morning and realizing your peace matters, your heart matters, your life matters, and you don't need permission to move on. Letting go means you stop rewriting the past. You stop waiting for closure that will never come. You stop trying to prove your worth to someone who never understood it. You are not weak for wanting to walk away. You are brave. Brave enough to leave what hurts. Brave enough to start again. Brave enough to believe there is more for you than constant pain. You deserve love that doesn't confuse you. People who don't make you question your value. A life that doesn't feel like emotional survival. So if your soul is tired, if your heart is heavy, if your spirit is whispering enough, listen. Your future is not tied to what is hurting you. Your destiny isn't waiting behind a closed door. Sometimes life gets better the moment you stop fighting for what isn't fighting for you. You may not see it yet, but you're evolving, not loudly, not instantly, but quietly, deeply, beautifully. Growth doesn't always look powerful from the outside. Sometimes it looks like distance. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like losing people, losing habits, losing old versions of yourself. But every time you outgrow something that once hurt you, rise. There was a version of you that tolerated disrespect just to feel love. There was a version of you that stayed quiet to keep peace. There was a version of you that didn't know your worth. That version served its purpose. It helped you survive, but you're not in survival anymore. You're in transformation. You are learning to say no without apologizing. You are learning that love without respect is not love. You are learning that peace is more important than approval. You are learning that protecting your heart is not selfish. It's necessary. You are becoming someone who doesn't chase people anymore. Someone who trusts silence. Someone who knows that real connections don't require constant pain, and even on the days you feel lost, unsure, tired, or broken, you are still moving forward. Because healing is not a straight line. Some days you bloom, some days you wilt, some days you stand tall. Some days you lay on the floor and breathe. But you know what matters? You keep showing up every morning, you rise, every night you survive, every tear, every scar, every setback became part of your becoming. You are not who you were a year ago. You are not who you were even a month ago. And that's the point. Life didn't destroy you. It refined you. You are softer than before, but stronger. You feel deeper, but you're wiser. You love carefully, but you love yourself more. You are becoming the person you once needed. There is a future waiting for you, a future that looks nothing like your past. But to reach it, you cannot stay the same. You can't keep forgiving the same disrespect. You can't keep explaining your worth to people committed to misunderstanding you. You can't keep dimming your light so others can feel comfortable. Your future requires evolution. There is a version of you that doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't cling, doesn't prove. A version of you that no longer gets attached potential, but chooses actions. A version of you that understands that loneliness with peace is better than togetherness with pain. You are stepping into that version slowly but confidently. And yes, you will cost you. You will lose people who only loved the unhealed you, people who preferred when you stayed quiet, people who loved the benefits of you, not the burdens, people who were attracted to your strength but never offered support. Let them go. Your future self is calling you toward better friendships, deeper love, healthier boundaries, and a life where your heart feels safe. But you can't build a new life with old patterns. Stop returning to what once broke you just because it's familiar. Stop worrying about being too much or too sensitive. Some people call you too emotional because they are emotionally unavailable. Some call you too strong because they can't control you anymore. Some say you've changed because they benefited when you didn't. Good, let them talk. Growth is supposed to make people uncomfortable, especially the ones who never expected you to rise. Every time you choose yourself, you rewrite your future. Every time you set a boundary, you protect your soul. Every time you walk away from what hurts, you become closer to what's meant for you. Life does not get better by chance. It gets better by choice. And you are finally choosing you. For so long, you've shown up for everyone else. You've comforted others, encouraged others, supported others, celebrated others. But when it came to you, you settled for silence. You tell people, I'm fine, because you're scared they won't understand. You stay strong because you're afraid if you fall apart, no one will catch you. You pour into others because you don't want anyone to feel the emptiness you felt. But listen carefully, it is time to show up for yourself. Not someday, not when life gets easier, not when you feel ready. Now, start choosing yourself even when it feels uncomfortable. Start resting without apologizing for it. Start speaking up when something hurts. Start letting go of things that drain you. Start honoring the voice inside you that whispers, I deserve more. Because you do. You deserve love that doesn't come with conditions. You deserve peace that isn't fragile. You deserve kindness that doesn't disappear when you're struggling. You deserve people who stay when you're no longer convenient. Showing up for yourself means you stop abandoning your own needs. You stop explaining why something broke you. You stop shrinking to avoid conflict. You stop decorating pain and calling it loyalty. You have a heart that feels deeply and a soul that has survived storms others never saw. You owe yourself the same loyalty you've given to everyone else. And here's the most powerful part. When you start showing up for yourself, you teach the world how to treat you. Because when you honor your time, others will. When you respect your boundaries, others will. When you stop accepting less, life starts offering more. You are not a backup plan. You are not an option. You are not here to prove your worth to anyone. You are here to rise. Your life will change the moment you stop waiting for someone to save you and realize you are saving yourself. Take a breath, because this is the part where everything shifts. You've survived things that would have broken others. You've carried pain without telling anyone. You've loved deeply even after being hurt. You've kept going, even on days when your soul was tired. So hear this loud and clear. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are becoming. There is a new life waiting for you, one that is softer, safer, more peaceful, and more aligned with who you really are. A life where you don't chase love, it finds you, where you don't beg to be chosen, you choose yourself, where you aren't surrounded by people who drain you, but by people who see you, hear you, and protect your heart. A life where you wake up and actually feel happy to be alive, and none of that is a dream. It is your future, because today something changed. Today you stopped surviving and started awakening. Today you remembered your worth. Today you decided to stop settling for less than what you deserve. Today you realize that walking away from what hurts is not failure. It is self-respect. Your journey is not about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about feeling everything you were taught to hide. It's about rebuilding yourself with gentleness and courage. You do not need to rush. You do not need to prove anything. You are allowed to take life one breath at a time. And whenever doubt whispers you can't, your heart will respond. Watch me. Remember this, you were born to outgrow what broke you. You were born to rise after the fall. You were born to love yourself the way you once loved others. Your life will change, not because the world suddenly becomes kinder, but because you finally decided to choose yourself.